Okay, student, now today's topic is executive. Now, we all know that there are three organs of the government: executive, legislature, and judiciary. Now, executive who makes and implements the laws. Example: MLAs, MPs, civil servants. Now, these are the executives of our country. Now, legislature, where lawmaking process take place. Example: parliament, different state legislative assemblies. Judiciary. Judiciary interprets the laws. Example: Supreme Court or different state high courts. Okay. Now next one, what you need to know is about the classifications of executives. Now first one, presidential executive. Next you need to know about parliamentary executive. Third one, nominal executive. Fourth one, political executive. Fifth one, permanent executive. Now presidential executive. Now, presidential executive generally means the head of the state and the government is an elected president. Example in case of USA. Next one, parliamentary executive means head of the state is nominal and the head of the government is real. Take the example of India. Okay, where the head of the state is nominal means the president and the head of the government is real means prime minister. Third, nominal executive, a person who is head only for the namesake. Okay, now for this example, you can consider the Indian president, just a nominal head, or even the British king or queen, means just a titular head. Fourth one, the political executive, executive for a fixed period by the people. For a fixed period, generally elected by the people. Okay, now he means say for tenure for 5 years, then again elections will be held. That particular executive means that particular leader could change also, so that is why it is called political executive. Now permanent executive means executives recruited and work permanently irrespective of change of government. Means here again it is stating about the bureaucrats or IAS, IPS. Okay, next thing, executive in India. Now you need to know here about the nominal executive, that is you need to know about the president. The real executive, that is about the prime minister, and permanent executive, that is about the civil servant. Now let me start with the president. Article 54 of the constitutions provide that president to be elected by electoral college. Now, electoral college means generally it consists of members of Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha and elected members of legislature and assemblies of the state. Means even the member head of the union territories are there also. So this electoral college generally elects the president. And how the elections of president is held? On the basis of proportional representations by single transferable vote. Now this thing I had already explained in my previous video in the chapters elections and representations. That means first in proportional representations by single transferable vote means first a quota is to be fixed. Now that quota need to be fulfilled. Then according to the preference, that means the candidates after fulfilling the quota who secured the maximum vote is considered as elected. Now in case if the candidate failed to fulfill the quota, then what happened? Then second preference will come. That means what? The candidate who get least vote, his vote will be redistributed according to his preference to the other candidate. Now that is the proportional representations by single transferable vote. Now that thing please that thing I had already explained, and please you go through that chapter also. Next one, what were the qualifications of president? Now first one, he should be citizen of India, should be 35 years of age, should not be a member of parliament, and should not hold any office of profit. Clear? Now these are the qualifications of president. Now next thing you need to know is about the power and the functions of the president. Now first one is the executive functions. Now, executive functions under it, you can say that all the important officials of the country, including PM, are appointed by the president. Important officials here means all the top permanent executives. Okay, all are appointed by the president. Next one, all executive powers are taken in the name of president. Means whatever treaty or bond means, generally it is between different countries. Generally its name, generally it deals with the name of the president only. Next one, military power. President is the supreme commander of defense power in India. And next one, the president has the power to declare war and peace. Okay. Third is the legislative power. Now, president has the power to summon parliament and can dissolve the Lok Sabha. Next thing is that a bill become an act with his consent. That means if a bill passed from both the houses of the parliament also, now uh, till the president signature is required for that bill to become an act. Next, third point is that president can issue ordinance. Now, what are ordinance? Ordinance are the laws passed by the president when parliament is not in session. Now, these are the temporary laws. Okay. Now, fourth one is that no money bill can be introduced in the parliament without his consent. Now, his consent is required. Okay, to introduce the money bill. Fourth one is the judicial power. Now, president has the power to grant pardon or reduce the punishment of a person. Okay, suppose Supreme Court had ordered anyone, any person to be hanged. Now, president can reduce his punishment or can minimize his tenure of imprisonment. Next one is that emergency power. President can issue three types of emergency under Article 352, 356, and Article 360, depending upon the situations. Now, what does Article 352 says? It says about national emergency. Suppose if there is any foreign aggressions, okay, at that time president can declare emergency, national emergency. Okay. Now, at that time the state power are taken, and each and everything is controlled at that time by the Indian Parliament. Article 356, state emergency. Now, suppose if any state government failed to maintain its law and order peace, and even it does not follow the Indian constitutions, at that time on the recommendations of the governor, Article 356 could be imposed on that particular state. Now, Article 360, it is the financial emergency. Oh, at that time means if financial emergency occur at the time, means salary of the central government or the state government means are curtailed, and even means still the situations are normalized. Okay, next thing you need to know about vice president. Now, Article 63 of the Article 63 of the Indian Constitutions provides for a vice president. Now, vice president gets elected by both the houses of parliament. That means he get elected by both the members of Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Now, qualifications again, that means should be citizen of India and should be at least 35 years of age and should be eligible for becoming a member of Rajya Sabha. Means whatever the criteria required for a candidate to be a member of Rajya Sabha, that all the qualification he should possess. Next one, he should not hold any office of profit. Now, what are the functions of vice president? Ex officio chairman of Rajya Sabha, that means it is the positions of chairman. Next one, maintain discipline in the Rajya Sabha, just like speaker done in case of Lok Sabha. Similarly, he maintains discipline in the Rajya Sabha. Third one, to act as a officiating president if the president resign or dies or it's ill. Clear? Now, these are the functions of vice president. Okay. Now, next thing you need to know about prime minister. Now, what are the power and functions of prime minister? Now, first let me discuss about its positions. Now, he is the leader of the ruling party and real head of the country, gets directly elected by the people. That means the party which gain majority in the parliament, he is the leader of that party and real head of the country. That means generally he runs the country. Now, what are the power and functions PM enjoy? Now, he allocates portfolios among the minister and can reshuffle them. That means he distribute different types, the different departments among the minister, and even he can means again he can reshuffle it also. Okay, he can alter it also. Next one is that he coordinates the working of various departments of the government. Now different departments are there. Now as a coordinator he tries to maintain um, the relations between one department with the other department. Next is that he is the channel of the communications between the president and the cabinet. Cabinet means with the main ministers. Okay, now whatever with the main ministers and even with the council of ministers are also there. Now PM is the main channel of communications. Fourth is that he preside over the cabinet meetings. Now generally cabinets includes all the important ministers. Now whenever there is important meeting, it's presided by the prime minister. Fifth is that he plays the main role in framing the internal and external policies of the country. So it is the main power and functions of PM. Now another thing, I'm just telling you, if there is any conflict arise between different departments, now it is the duty of the PM to settle it. Clear? Now next thing you need to know is about the civil servant. Now civil servant, already I had discussed that they are the permanent executive. Generally the decisions of the ministers are implemented by the civil servant. Example, IAS, IPS, IAS, etc. Now for all India basis, an independent body called Union Public Service Commissions, UPSC, okay, is entrusted with the recruitment of civil servant. Generally they under UPSC there are more than 20 exams are held. Okay, now according to the merits the candidates get elected. Clear? Similarly for the state, it is the state public service commissions that elects the state provincial civil servant. Next one is that to ensure representations of the weaker section, the constitutions provides reservations of jobs for Dalits, Adivasis and women and OBCs in the civil servants. Okay. Now these are the thing you need to know from this chapter. Okay, thank you.